What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be talking about a very new drop to the website from Lancer Tactical. This is going to be the brand new Lancer Tactical Gen 2 Stalker series. Now, there are actually 4 different types of Stalkers which you can get right now. There's going to be the 2 lengths, going to be the 13-inch, and I have the much smaller 10-inch here as well. And of course, they're going to be available in the solid black and this two-tone here. I have this bad boy done up all nice and pretty, thanks to Boaz, of course. Very good taste as always. But the Gen 2 themselves are not necessarily new. The Gen 2s have been around for some time and very popular and for very good reason. But these new Gen 2 Stalkers completely redo it, and I'm very glad they did so because these look absolutely phenomenal. So let's get on into it. So, starting with the receiver group. This is still going to be using a polymer receiver. However, it's not going to be using the traditional forged design. These are actually going to be using very similar ambi controls that you would get on the Gen 4 series, but just in a polymer variation. And these are the enlarged controls as well. Go and flip it to the other side so you can go ahead and see that as well. Mag release, selector switch, like it's all there. Everything is going to be fully ambi, which I absolutely love and adore. Now, moving on from the receiver group, you are going to be getting the, of course, really nice 7-slotted M-lock rail on here as well. This handguard just looks absolutely beautiful. I'm partial myself to the tan version, but again, the black variation is also really cool as well, in case that is more of your style. Again, plenty of rail space to put whatever sort of accessories you want to. Top monolithic rail, so again, you can deck it out to whatever it is that you want to put on there as well. They have the newly redesigned front and rear sights on here as well. And one of my personal favorites has got to be the new NSR stock, which looks absolutely phenomenal. And even though it is a little bit on the slimmer side on its appearance, it actually has plenty of battery space on these bad boys as well, which we're going to be talking about the battery and charger as well, because that is a huge point for the Gen 2 Stalkers. Now, on traditional Gen 2s, it would be very common to see something like this 9.6 nickel metal hydrate battery and these very basic wall chargers. They get the job done. There's nothing necessarily inherently wrong with them, but come on, it's 2025. It's time we got with the times, and thankfully, Lancer listens, so they're going to be including an 11-1 lithium-ion battery and, of course, a smart charger as well. Now, this is absolutely nuts to me. This thing is going to have, what is this, 1500? Yeah, 1500 milliamperage right out the box. And again, just having a smart charger included is just such a nice, convenient feature. These batteries, lithium ions, lithium polymer, are going to be so much better of a choice to go with compared to the old school nickel metal hydrate batteries. Not going to trickle over time. These things just work so much better. I much prefer. This is basically the new standard that you should be looking for in terms of getting a battery aftermarket for your airsoft gun. So the fact that Lancer includes it already right from the get-go is really nice. These things are absolutely done phenomenally. The internals are going to be the exact same as the original Gen 2s, but that's kind of why I love them as well. The Gen 2s are some of the most easiest gearboxes that you can possibly work on. Whether you wanted to slap in a Gate Titan for all my techs out there, for my veterans that want to absolutely take these bad boys to the 9s, you can totally upgrade the absolute snot out of any one of these Stalkers here. The only things that you can really compare this to in terms of other options that exist out there, probably like the G&G Bato as well, although that's still using basically the same internals as your combat machine. And it's only going to be priced at like, what, a $4 difference at $210 right now, but you're not getting any of the other fancy internals. You're not getting a battery and charger included. And I'll be honest, the handguard is nowhere near as cool as this 7-slotted one. The only other one I could possibly compare it to as well would be the classic Army MK16. That one looks very similar, has very similar aesthetic cues from there. However, it's not going to have the NSR stock on here, which, as I mentioned before, has so much battery space in here as well. It will have the 7-slotted M-lock rail, and it will have the ECS programmable trig unit, but for the price, you're not getting a battery and charger either, and it's using a traditional forged receiver as opposed to this really cool billet style of ambi control receiver. This thing is just so freaking cool. It's so nice, so convenient, and these are all going to be available right now on airsoftgr.com. So if you were looking for either, you know, your next project gun that was already going to look really freaking cool, maybe you're a beginner player that's looking for an affordable entry gun that was going to look amazing while doing it. You could fool a lot of other players on the field thinking that you're more experienced with a setup like this, or you were just looking for a tech project, whatever it might be. This has got to be the go-to rifle for you.